Hey everyone, I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today I'm reviewing this iFi Audio iDSD Pro Digital Analog Converter. This iFi iDSD Pro features a tube, stage, and solid state as well as the fully balanced background DACs. Overall fit and finish and quality is very high grade and very solidly built. When it's ready, this light will turn to orange. So this is your input selector switch. This is USB, XLR. This is your optical and coaxial input. And next one is BNC input. Next one is app input. And this knob also works as the brightness control function. Just hit it once, a little dimmer, then it will goes off all the way to black screen. And once you hit it again, it will turn back on. So that is the this knob function is input selections and brightness control of the screen. And next one is filter selection switch. So first one will be bit perfect. So I'm not really a big fan of the sound from the bit perfect or the filter that you can go through. And in the end, I end up preferring this GTO filter. So this one is really good in my opinion. And this knob also works as the DSD remastering on and off function. So once you hit it, it will get to DSD remaster to 512. If you hit it again, DSD 1024. And if you hit it again, it goes off. So those are main functions that I use. And then a headphone control and everything, it sounded very good. Headphone stage, probably one of the best that you can have. But you still have to play around with this filter selection to find the your favorite filter to suit your taste best. So as you can see here in the back, that is the main power input. Then BNC connectors. If you want to use the external clock, you can use it. And this one is Bluetooth antenna input, XLR input. This is for SD card mounting area. So you just put your mini SD card here with your music in and just play it. It's really good feature. And this is USB coaxial optical. This is for the regular hard drive connections. If you want to use a DLNA or network server, you just connect it here. And output mode, I use the Hi-Fi fixed mode, and this is the analog output stage. So if you want to use the optical input, you have to use this optical adapter, which is come with this unit. You just connect this adapter to your optical cable and insert it to this coaxial input. So this is a one input with dual function, which is very uniquely designed. Only a little downside is you cannot use and you cannot connect them at the same time. Other than that, this deck is very well packed with all the features and functions and everything that you might ever need. And probably you will never need another music server or a digital music player because you just connect with your hard drive, or you can use this SD card, or you don't even need to use the your computer. Just connect your hard drive using the Muso app and you play all the music through your smart devices. So all my music listening, I use the Tube and Tube Plus, right? Using this switch, so which is really neat feature, and I prefer right in the middle. So that's where the great balance between solid state and Tube Plus, and probably one of my favorite. And next thing I like about this volume control knob is you forgot to turn down the volume control knob. When you turn the unit off, it will go back to minimum gain position, which is really good. I think that kind of feature is good to have. And once you turn it back on, you see that is really nice feature that it memorizes your volume setting. I really like that kind of feature in this kind of quality components. So when I'm using this gain control for the headphone, I'm only using as a standard in the middle. Everything is offered for your high quality music playback, including balanced headphone stage, unbalanced headphone stage and everything, as well as fully balanced digital to analog conversion. And different between this DAC and other DACs is this one can go all the way up to studio grade 1024 DSD, so which is really high, but in real world people may not have that kind of quality of music in real world, but they can do it. But the up conversion is really worth using. So most of my music listening I went through with either 512 or 1024 USB input with balanced outputs, and also try RCA outputs, and they sounded very good. So all my comments and everything that I will mention is based on USB inputs and balanced output to my Deail PMA SX11 amplifier with this CAF R11 speakers. So I went through a lot of music, and what I find was the PCM format has a dynamic, vivid, spacious sound with very good instrument separation with very nice attack. And also you will notice the upper frequency range is a little bit forward sounding, upper mid range to lower highs region, so which is very noticeable, especially if you have neutral sounding speakers like CAF R11. And next thing is that a little forward sounding, but they're also a few dB louder than the other components that I have, even Marantz SACD player. So this one is about 6 decibel louder. Then I try a few different filters, and in the end I end up preferring GTO filters. Playing all the PCM formats using Audiavana, and everything sounded very nice and dynamic and very nice attack, but I still want a little bit more refinement out of that conversion from this DAC. So what I did was I do the DSD 512 sampling and DSD 224 sampling, playing the PCM files is totally changed the my musical enjoyment. More enjoyable, more musical, and well-defined notes with precision sound reproduction with very engaging sound signature. It's very well-defined notes from top to bottom frequency, but it still retained a little bit forwardness in upper mid-range to lower highs region, and as well as that 6 decibel, about 6 decibel loudness that this one provide using in your system. So you should be aware of when you're comparing all those digital converters. Some DACs are louder than the others. Some DACs are standard. Some DACs are a bit not so standard. So those are differences. Then that's the you have to be aware of, and using the decibel meter to differentiate, because a lot of people tend to prefer louder sound that they always think it sounds better. When it's a level match, they get, oh, that's what it is. So that case you have to be aware of when you're comparing any digital to analog converter in your system. So overall sound reproduction, frequency response, dynamic range, everything is great. Very vivid, dynamic sounding with very wide and spacious soundstage that well-defined notes and frequency response that I can hear from this DAC using in my system. So I really enjoy my experience. Sound signature is, some may say, iFi sound signature. That is the sound signature that you are going after. I can easily recommend it to you for this price point. In my opinion, this kind of Pro iDSD kind of sound quality, you have to be aware of pairing components, because this one have a very significant different sound signature than the many DACs that you might have experienced. Has to match with the system. Neutral to warmer side of the system will suit them the best. If you have a bright system, if you have a forward system, they may not suit well for your system, for your music enjoyment, unless you really prefer that kind of sound signature. So this DAC is US dollar 2750 for you to have if you're going after this price point. I would suggest you to try this DAC because it has a really nice features and functions and everything that you can do with this DAC. This one also offers the seamless wireless streaming from your smart devices using the Muso apps. So I didn't try it because I don't stream anything from my smart devices, so I have nothing to stream other than the Tidal. So, and that's another thing. I'm starting to get tired of a Tidal MQA. I mean, they just loud and noisy. I mean, I try a back-to-back my same music playing CD with my Marantz CD player and playing Tidal back-to-back. The Tidal is just louder, man. The MQA is just louder. I mean, it's not a big deal for me. I mean, I will be canceling the service soon. So that's it, my friends. That is my finding and my experience with this iFi Pro iDSD in my system. You will hear the sound demonstration of this DAC in my system. So thank you for watching and happy listening.
Look at the sky, that's the color of love. There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly came from above. He led me to you. He led me to you. He read the bridge to your heart all the way. How many times I've left inside, oh, I can't say. When I led to you,